This is a bit about Mississippi. Still probably a very racist area. Governor Waller, Meager Evers, his wife, this evil Beckwith who had threatened his life in writing to the government, and fingerprints were found on the gun, but 12-man watch jury did not bring justice. Ye men.
On the other end, and he hit the cylinder, and of course you could hear that it was a revolver. And he said, "This is for you."
The president faces the racial crisis.
On June 11th, 1963, President John F. Kennedy made a historic television address.
And this nation, for all
and
all its boasts, will not be fully free until all its citizens are free.
That night, at 12:20 a.m., Evers returned from an NAACP meeting. As he pulled into his driveway, a sniper was lying in wait 150 feet away. Once Evers got out of his car, the gunman fired one shot from a high-powered rifle, dropped the gun, and fled. The bullet ripped into Evers, who staggered and collapsed in a pool of blood. Evers died on the way to the hospital. The fingerprints found on the murder weapon were those of Byron de la Beckwith.
I would like for everyone to search their own souls. I think it's time for everything to come to the light and for all of us to work even harder to make this nation the type of nation it should be.
Meager Evers was buried in Arlington National Cemetery. In 1964, two separate trials ended in mistrials when each of the all-white juries deadlocked. Byron de la Beckwith walked free.
The 12-man all-white jury held the fate of Byron de la Beckwith in their hands for nearly 24 hours, and Judge Leon Hendrick dismissed them after he polled each member and got answers like, "We are hopelessly deadlocked. There's no possible chance of getting together, Your Honor." District Attorney William Waller, who had the unpopular job of prosecuting
Joy's dad, later the governor.
About the outcome.
Well, we felt like we found a good case and that the evidence amply justified a guilty verdict, but what was done was in the province of the jury.
With a bit of help, as it turned out. Jerry Mitchell, an investigative reporter for Mississippi's Clarion Ledger, got a look at the Sovereignty Commission files when they were briefly opened by the ACLU in 1989. He discovered several important documents that implicated the commission in jury tampering in both de la Beckwith trials. The documents reveal that a commission investigator was asked by de la Beckwith's defense attorney to conduct illegal background checks on prospective members of the jury. His 3-page report was given to the defense as well as being entered into the Sovereignty Commission files. It detailed the jurors' racial views as well as their ancestry. It listed members of the White Citizens Council as being fair and impartial.
So at the same time that the state is attempting to prosecute Beckwith for the murder of Evers, this other arm of the state, the Sovereignty Commission, is secretly helping out his defense, trying to get him acquitted.
It was that revelation that led prosecutors to reopen the case against de la Beckwith, now 68 years old. He was tried a third time and on February 5, 1994, found guilty of the murder of Meager Evers. He was sentenced to life in prison.
All I want to do is say, "Yay, my girl, yay, yay, yay."
It's about the truth. It's about uncovering the truth. And what's amazing to me is to be able to continue to find out new things about these things that happened back in the 50s and 60s that we didn't know.
Somebody had tipped them off. It was most likely a contact with the State Sovereignty Commission.
There would be other revelations to come involving the Sovereignty Commission's role in the murder of civil rights workers Andrew Goodman, James Chaney, and Michael Schwerner.
Let me have your attention, please. I'm calling on you to hold. Let me have your attention, please. I'm calling on you to hold.
Yep, that's a very sad story. There's a wonderful movie about it. And the prosecutor Mr. Waller went on to become the governor. But this is 2023. It's hard to say it. Almost 60 years to the date, and we're right back where we started. White supremacy, secret groups, hatred, bigotry, scapegoating, everything. The plans have been laid for centuries. Anyway, I'm going black. I like that. That's what my friend, I can't remember her name anymore. Well, her father was the president of NBC, and she worked with me at Cultural Affairs, and the father would come in late at night and say, you're going to black. I can't remember her name.